I'm going to start this right now. I'm going to record right now. Here we go. Oh, shit. Let's see. Okay. Is this on? Okay. Yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. We live. We live. We live right now. Okay. To play around with this. The other one's a little bit easier. But we'll play around with it. Right now, it is Sunday, April 28th, 2024. We're actually recording this on my camera. I just want to see how this looks and everything. We'll sync it up later to see how that works and everything. I do have the GoPro, make sure that it's on. So then we'll see how it works. I think it's going to work out pretty well. And I don't know if I'm going to post this one, but it's going to be a good test run because I think I'm going to do this for about 20, 30 minutes, as I always say. And we're just going to let the thing run and do its thing. But we're doing good. I don't know if I have a topic today or what I'll be talking about. But it's interesting now that I have something to look at. I'm looking at it right now. And as I look at it, I'm trying to also remember what I'm doing. So it's going to be a learning curve, but it's all good. Got this 20mm on here. It's on f2. I should probably start doing that. Probably start putting it at 2.8.4. But right now, that's what I'm doing. It's tracking me right now. Got good tracking. And then we're just talking. We're just talking about, I don't know yet. So far, we're talking about nothing. Let's see. Right there. There we go. I think the levels are pretty good. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Even when I move it closer like that. So, yeah. So, Amazon, same thing. I am going to start looking into brand registry today. No, this week. Sometime this week. I started to work on my master plan with all this stuff. And I think I may start my introduction later today for the video that's for Saturday. The video, YouTube video that I worked on this whole week, which is torturous. We'll get into that soon. It was fine. Finished all that, got the thumbnail and all that good stuff out. And that should be good, you know. It's probably live right now or live in an hour or so. It did give me a new time to post. I guess based off the people that usually looks at my stuff, but it's all good. I think Monday is usually a day that people usually come there and do their thing and understand that I'm live, I'm real. I put up a new video. I should probably put up on there like new video every Sunday or something like that. But with the new system, I probably won't have to do that. I probably can post 2 to 3 times a week. And we shall see. We shall see, right? But other than that, yeah, I've been down, stressful. I don't know if I talked about it last podcast, but I just been out of it, you know, just been out of it. And I think I've been out of it because it's just one of those things. And I do contribute it highly to YouTube. Not so much Amazon. Amazon, I'm not paying them really anything yet. And we are still doing our thing and all that good stuff. So that's more so what's the situation with Amazon, right? But YouTube is a bitch. I'm gonna say it right now. I'll probably use my one allotted curse word for the day. But it's hell on earth. It's not easy. Like down 1 minute, nobody's looking at your stuff. Up 1 minute. And then you have to constantly think about the next thing of what you're going to post. If people like it, if they don't, why don't they like it? What did you do wrong? All that good stuff, right? Is it good? Is it bad? But everybody goes through this with Amazon. I mean, with YouTube. Everybody. And this is just the time and season that I'm going through it. And we don't know how long it's going to last. And we'll see. We'll see how well I go about it that way, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what I need to do. What's going on? Yeah. Okay, mic check again. Hear myself weirdly. So, what's up, doggy? We'll go soon. Yeah, see, now you can see the dog. It's not on animal right now. She's chilling. She took a big old poop in the house. We got all that good stuff done. And then now we're just chilling before we go on another venture. My son and I and the dog went on a venture. It was nice. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we went on an adventure. It was fun. Went through the bayou and stuff like that. Picked him on my back. I just walked. We didn't feel any bad. We didn't feel anything bad about it. We just did what we needed to. And then we moved on, keep pushing and all that good stuff. So I started thinking about the new concept, the new video. I got it from a friend. I did answer her question last week. She said it was okay. It took 20 minutes to answer the question-ish. But I like those. It's a lot of fun. So I told her I was going to make a video. And that's going to be the next video. So we'll see how that works out. I do have a good introduction that I've been thinking about. And then once that goes, I think we'll go ahead and work on the actual finalization of everything. Remember, it's just a story. So let's see if we can talk that out a little bit. People always say it's the story, right? It's about how you convey the message. Because according to my YouTube videos, the message has not been... It's been okay. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just that after a minute or two, it goes down, which that's normal, actually. Nobody knows me. The quality is kind of crap to me. It's going to be a lot better now. Still got to figure out how to submit that stuff, right? But yeah, so that's what we got going. So let's talk about the topic. It's about cold brew. How do you have at least a guide, and I'm going to put that on the website too. And we're going to do this for a lot of them, right? But it's a guide. That's all she's looking for, a guide to get going. Because a lot of times on bags, people don't put anything on them. Put this down a little bit. Yeah, they don't put anything on them. And again, like I talked about before, it's more of a bad thing, lazy thing from a roaster. I'm actually going to turn this off. Last time it sounded pretty good, but I don't want to hear it. Okay. Hey, let me turn it. Okay, there we go. Just turn that thing off. Yeah. Okay. I just turned it completely off. So it's still recording. It doesn't need me to listen to it. I've done this many times where I didn't have this thing, but here we go. And I think I've come to the conclusion of something very simple. The way I like it is doing a 5 1-to-5 ratio and a 1-to-10 ratio. I honestly like the 1-to-5 ratio. It gave more clarity to the cup of coffee as a cold brew, believe it or not. And if you wanted to add water to it, you can add water from there. The 1-to-10 seemed kind of weak, not eventful. But I think those two things, that's the way I'm going to go about this recipe and everything, is really get to the point where people do understand that, I'm just spitting. I'm just talking. I don't even know why I say I'm spitting, talking. I don't really say that much, when I'm in normal everyday talk, right? But it's going to be 2 ratios. And as I do those 2 ratios, I need to also come up with how many cups of coffee. Because the thing about cold brew people don't realize is that cold brew takes up a lot of coffee. Even though it's mostly easy to make, it takes up a lot of coffee. And you have to use quite a bit of it. Nobody cares about the water. That's never in question because water is free, essentially, because you're at home and you're doing your thing and you're trying to figure things out, right? So, yeah. So that's what we got going. That's what we got to think about when we do talk to people or to convey that message. And again, it's about that story. And it's really simple. You're trying to give people information that they can use. That's point blank what it is. The middle part, the meat, that's really where it's hard. Because for the most part, that's what's creative. That's what's different. That's what unique to you, the way you convey your message. Because a lot of times the intro is more so what everybody kind of says, depending on the theme of that actual video, right? But let's just say it's the same video, right? Okay. It's going to be a little different, right? But it's more so the same. Just trying to give people tips and tricks or how to do something, right? So that's really what it comes down to. And then in the end, you're like recapping, telling them what you just talked about, and you end the video. So I'm assuming that this video will probably be about 3 to 5 minutes long. It shouldn't be really that long. And I'm still more so fuzzy with with the middle. So I'm gonna let it like just gel a little bit when I walk the dog with the kid, and we're gonna figure out some things. Gotta get some shoes and get that on soon, get some cup of coffee and see how that works out and everything. But yeah, so that's what we got going. I still haven't put this thing on the charger and it's about to die. So let's just check out something real quick. I'm just curious to see something. 2 44 5. Okay. So it was more so what it came out to, which is cool, but that's still pretty strong. So I think next time we're gonna do TDS of 1.0, and then we're gonna just do more water in the cup. There we go. 20. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, let me put this on the charger. You got me? Okay. Kind of hard to see that, but it still got me in focus. So yeah, so you see my room, everything looks cool and clean. This is probably one of the cleanest rooms in the house. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, this is probably one of the cleanest rooms in the house, you know. And I like it that way. I keep the kids out of it. Make sure that they're not in here doing the thing and trying to figure out what I'm doing. But it's all good. So yeah, that YouTube thing is brutal. It's hard. But I do think I do have a good game plan as I'm doing these things, right? And I think that's going to be extremely critical, very important that I figure out this, understand what's going on, and keep it pushing, right? Because I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that I learned from it is to get better. And as I get better, understand the things that I'm trying to do. I think I'm at about 100. I think I'm at about 100 watch later in YouTube. And it's starting to be like a 60-70 split right now to where I should technically spit that out. I'm going to do that right now. There we go. Yes, it's like a 20. No, it's like a 70-30 right now to where most of the materials like how to learning about things, about editing, about conveying messages on YouTube, about working on my hook and thumbnail and all that good stuff. And that's kind of scary because it's a lot. And that's not even accounting for all the stuff that I listen to haphazardly from time to time on YouTube about a lot of that stuff. And the beauty about my situation, if it is a beauty, if I am trying to like convey that message, let me move this. Let's see if we can get a different view. There we go. I don't know if you can see me better. There we go. Yeah, just change it up a little bit. But yeah, so I don't know if that's just the case. I like that view a lot better. Should maybe put like a little sticky right there to show that view. But then again, that's not the way it is and all that. But I could look straight at the camera and do my thing and be happy, right? But I don't know if it's a good thing. I think it is a good thing. I think most people should get YouTube Premium. It is, I wouldn't say expensive. Mine is about 25 bucks, and I have like 6 people on there, 7 people, not including myself or including myself. And it's amazing. You don't have to worry about commercials. You can listen to whatever you want to. You can close your phone up while you do your thing and all that good stuff, right? But yeah, so you can watch a lot more. That's the issue really with YouTube, because you keep staying on there. You watch a new video, you figure out things, and you go from there, right? You go from there. And that's going to be really the hard part with all of this, is just trying to figure out what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to figure out, and if it makes sense into my situation, right? So, yeah. So, let's see if we can talk about coffee. I just looked up the ratio for the Peruvian that I just did, and I went ahead and brewed a cup of V60, just a normal cup. It was not really sweet. It was more so what I expected. I think that 1-5 TDS, which almost translates to 1-15 ratio, is more so what I need, in this cup. So it won't be so like heavy, because it could go the other way too. That's the thing about coffee. It's like, as much as I hate on the French press, that it gets very muddy. It's hard to decipher what the tastes are. You can do more so the same thing or get something very similar when your coffee is too strong, and it's kind of hard to decipher what you're really tasting. It's just strong and thick, and it's kind of hard to get through that that understanding what that coffee is, right? So I think that's a thing that I do need to understand, to figure out, to just keep going to understand, right? And that's going to be a lot of fun with this. That's going to be something that I do try to gather to get better at, because that's all it's about, really. It's about getting better, understanding the game, and truly just exploring and having fun, right? But again, it's interesting just having this thing in my face, this camera in my face. Wow. Huh. Again, I had one of these yesterday in the garage. Got a cool setup. We'll record that later today once I get my TRS to TRS. Yeah, TRS to TRRS connection. And that should be a lot of fun. I think when I do in the garage, I'm going to play around with the other camera. And then where's the other camera at? Yeah, it's over there in the corner. That's a beast. This one's a beast. Got a cage for that one yesterday. Everything's looking good. So yeah, so that's more so what we got going. And again, looking at yourself in the camera, figuring things out. Always seeing if I'm in focus. Just paranoid that way, because I've had many times to where it wasn't working. Not so much on this system, but normally. and it will hunt. It will keep hunting, and then it wouldn't see me, and then I had to keep going. You know, that's more so the situation that I was dealing with. And I think the only other thing I'll get for this one is 24 to 70 to 8, and we should be good to go on the lenses. That's all I need. With my other camera, 85, I barely used. It was too deep or too telephoto. And then, of course, I had the 100, which was nice, but it was a different way to go about it. And then, what else is there? The 135, which is legendary. Just the bokeh. That's all you cared about at 2.0. But I usually played around in this realm of 24 to 70 most of the time. 35 and my 50 and all that good stuff. And this 20 millimeter at 2, as you can see through the camera and all that stuff, it's buttery. It's nice. It's 2. I'm sure most of the stuff in the background is blurred out. So not to the detriment of what I'm trying to do, right? But it's pretty crazy, especially when you get close to things and take pictures. And the way the colors come out is very interesting. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit. It's different than a Nikon. But I'm geeking out about camera gear and stuff like that. And it's just really now, it's the season of just constantly getting better, constantly leveling this up and being more comfortable in front of the camera, because I'm in front of, I can be with this mic by myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to be doing a lot of podcasts where I'm not broadcasting my face and showing all that stuff together. Right. But it's extremely important that I go about this in a way to where I am understanding, learning, getting better. And as I keep doing this and getting better, that's going to be one of the biggest things that I take from this, right? Is to truly get better and then use that in order to do more things and to figure out what people are doing so I can understand what they're doing and getting better. I'm not even talking about the coffee. And that's the beauty of this too. Don't get me wrong. We can always get better in our actual craft, right? But in this case, I mean, why would I have this on? I don't need this on. Yeah, in this case, it just sounds a lot better. Yeah, let me just put it back on. The added benefit of actually not having a microphone on is that it just keeps you in a place to where you're like isolating yourself, if that makes sense. But constantly getting better and not so much trying to judge yourself against other people. It just kind of, in my case, to understand myself with the things people are doing, see if I can take anything away in order to get better at what I'm trying to do. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest keys, takeaways that I do with this, right? So yeah, so coffee wise, we got to talk about coffee. It's coffee podcast, right? We just can't be rambling about the business of coffee, right? Yeah. I'm not going to do espresso for a while. I've drank too much of it. I still have an issue of going to sleep on time. And that's not good, right? I think I am going to start doing the Hario V60. Not the Hario V60. Let me get it real quick. Is this long enough? Yeah, I'm going to do it real quick. It's a switch. Okay. It found me again. Here's the switch. Let's put it close to my eye so then it can be in focus and shit. Right? Focus. I have to burn a curse word for that. But I haven't played around with it much, I will eventually, right? Let's see if this works. You see that? There we go. It's a good thumbnail, right? That's going to be the thumbnail. I'm not really talking about this thing. That's funny. I opened it. I looked at it. I was about to get started on it, and then I stopped because I have the other thing. And then I know this one right here has a big hole at the bottom. So it's going to be a faster drawdown, right? But in this case, with the other one, I mean, if I had to predict, I think I'll like the other one better. It's the Bonavita, the original Switch. If I would say that, it's uh, it's mostly immersion, but of course you have to draw it down in order to get the coffee. um, but the thing about it is that you can yeah, the thing about it is that you can that the opening where the coffee draws down is significantly smaller, you know. So it's a nice, cool, constant flow. And it's, of course, if it's smaller, it's going to be a slower flow compared to it being straight open. More liquid will come out. So the drawdown is going to be a lot slower compared to what the Hario immersion is. So I'm already predicting that the original immersion brew is going to win out. Let's see. Excuse me. I did that at the right time. So that's my prediction, and I'll probably more so get that going soon. But the biggest thing is working on this monthly schedule for YouTube. And I think once I get that going, which will be later today, as I do the other video, and then go from there. That's kind of like what we're going to be thinking about. We're going to have different categories. I'm going to be writing on the whiteboard and all that. And then as I do that, it's going to be pretty cool because I'm going to be in a place to where it is going to make sense. And then getting these videos out, working on different things of it, then I'll be in a place to where I could just churn them out and it's going to be more effective, provide value to people, and then go from there, right? So, but yeah, so I may do this Hario V60. I still need to work on the concept. I'm gonna leave it in the box for now. It looks cool. I'm gonna still play around with the Bonavita, the one that I think it's expired or they didn't make it again, which I think I'm glad I got it. But yeah, we're gonna play around with that, and then we're just gonna figure out what the game plan is in general with this whole YouTube scheduling stuff, because that's gonna help me promote it a little bit better, and also promote it on different places and work on sound bites and all that good stuff. Hopefully, I get some sound bites out of this. We'll see what the thing does, and we'll see from there, right? Because that's all we can do. We go see what the sound bites do, and see if we can put some shorts up there to kind of just get an idea. I think that's the way I'll do it. I'll probably still do the audio podcast, which I'll eventually get on YouTube also. And then I'll use some of these, if it makes sense, to have these as shorts, of the podcast, Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we'll see. Or we may just put this out there, put this in podcast and see what happens and see people say anything about that. And then from time to time, do these podcasts with video, and then do the other ones when I just talk in general. It's a private moment as a audio podcast. I got a lot of ideas. I'm just thinking off the cuff. The camera's doing great. It's 30 minutes in. ISO 1000. 1/50th shutter speed. 2.0 aperture. I'm just having a good time. I hope you're doing really good. And it's about that time. Let's see. We're almost at 30. Our time is getting a lot more. I used to do 15, 18 minutes. And now I can talk to myself for easily 30 minutes. I think last time was 45 minutes. But it's all good. People don't realize that. Like one of the followers. He was like, oh yeah, I saw your podcast. You talked for about 20, 30 minutes. So we're going to do about 20, 30 minutes. That's me talking to myself. Get it? That's me talking to myself. And when I talk to other people, even though I don't really care for people like that, there's another podcast that I talk about, like me being a misanthrope, if I'm saying it correctly. But when people see my face, for some odd reason, it's a talk to me face. And that's pretty cool, right? I think that's the cool thing about all of this is that people are getting more who I am, understanding what I'm doing. And that's going to be the fun part about this. So we're going to keep this going, make sure that this makes sense. And we'll go from there. Talk to you later. Bye.